This timeline is crazy, man.
I know. So many things coming at one time.
The FBI now believes Kim Porter didn't pass away from pneumonia, and Katt Williams has been saying it for years. Back in 2018, the Los Angeles coroner ruled Porter's death natural, pneumonia, no foul play, case closed, or so everyone thought. But in March 2024, everything changed. After federal agents raided Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles mansions, the FBI quietly reopened the Kim Porter case. This time, they weren't just reviewing old notes. They reportedly found material evidence, flash drives, tapes, and personal documents directly tied to Kim's final days. Some of those files allegedly referenced Porter's unpublished writings. Others linked to Kim's Lost Words, the memoir released in September 2024.
Well, Kim Porter, that is Diddy's ex, who's also the mother of his 3 of his children, has detailed the alleged abuse that she suffered at his hands. And this is all in a memoir.
By self-proclaimed investigator Chris Todd. One chilling line from that book spread through the industry like wildfire. Kim's supposed last message, "He got me." Now that message, combined with the suppressed materials found in Diddy's raids, has prosecutors circling. The FBI is no longer chasing gossip. They're sitting on legal evidence suggesting Kim Porter didn't die naturally. She may have been silenced, permanently. And according to insiders, what agents found during those raids was specific, direct, and damning enough to shake the entire Diddy case wide open. What began as a solicitation and trafficking probe has now expanded into something darker, something final. Long before the FBI made a move, Katt Williams had already sounded the alarm. In January 2024, on Club Shay Shay, right in front of Shannon Sharpe and millions of viewers, Katt said, "All lies will be exposed." At the time, most people brushed it off as Katt being Katt, eccentric, dramatic, maybe bitter. But he didn't stop at slogans. He said he had receipts, literal evidence. He called Diddy a demon, connected the dots to Shakur, and admitted he refused Diddy's party invitations for a reason. "You've got to tell him no. I did." Months later, federal sources familiar with the case confirmed that some of the evidence Katt hinted at is now being taken seriously.
See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Katt, I need another one. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In fact, some of the material recovered from the raids allegedly aligns with the kind of claims Williams made years before the public ever turned on Diddy. That could be why prosecutors are now pushing for the maximum 50-month sentence on solicitation charges, and why they've hinted this is just phase 1. Kim's memoir wasn't just a paperback. According to insiders, it was a hand grenade, built from notes, voicemails, and emails allegedly left behind by Kim herself. Kim's Lost Words was compiled by Chris Todd, who claims he received a flash drive from an insider. That drive supposedly held videos, ones that showed Diddy in compromising situations with unnamed celebrities. The Combs family denied the book immediately, calling it fake and disrespectful. But others, including Kim's former partner Albie Shore, father of her oldest son, said that memoir was the real reason Kim is gone.
Why come right till today, right now, nobody knows what Kim Porter phone is?
He's claimed her devices vanished, her notes were replaced, and people near her home that day were never properly investigated. He also believes parts of the book were rewritten to hide the truth, and that the flash drive reached Todd through people desperate to reveal what they couldn't say publicly. Kim Porter was found unresponsive in her Toluca Lake home in 2018 after flu-like symptoms. Her cause of death was initially deferred. 2 months later, it was quietly labeled lobar pneumonia. That delay left room for questions and possibly for evidence to disappear. Then in 2023, Albie Shore was reportedly hospitalized under suspicious circumstances, slipping into a coma, requiring a liver transplant, and later claiming it was a medical silencing. As wild as that sounds, in the shadow of Diddy's federal indictments, it doesn't feel so far-fetched anymore. On March 18, 2024, the FBI executed coordinated raids on Diddy's mansions. Headlines focused on freak-off supplies, controlled substances, and surveillance systems. But buried in the reports was something much more consequential. Agents found private documents.
Continued to engage in all these freak-offs with him, and he sounds really pissed off.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence.
Referencing Kim Porter. Some flash drives matched passages from Kim's lost words. Others were labeled Memoir Drafts K. That's now federal evidence. Sources inside the Department of Justice say the book's release on September 6, 2024 directly preceded prosecutors' most aggressive moves. Within 2 weeks, new charges appeared, witnesses were re-interviewed, and what once looked like conspiracy theories began to resemble casework. As Kim's memoir shot up Amazon's charts, Diddy's legal team called it a hoax. But while they were publicly denying it, the FBI was comparing the book's content to the seized materials. Diddy's children took to Instagram insisting the memoir was fake, but several people close to Kim insist otherwise, that she was writing something, that she knew the risks, and that "he got me" wasn't a random phrase, it was a final warning. Insiders claim certain publicists and record executives tried to intercept or erase the memoir back in 2018. Some allegedly swapped files, deleted backups, or even planted false drafts. Now the FBI is asking if those same people are cooperating witnesses, because this isn't about one man anymore. It's about a system that may have helped cover everything up. Katt Williams' credibility has shifted dramatically. What once sounded like rants now feels like early testimony. He never claimed to be a victim. He claimed to be...
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name bad boy comes from, that people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name. Not yet.
Be a witness. Court testimony already confirms that Diddy's infamous freak-off parties were recorded. Some guests reportedly didn't even know they were being filmed. Others described being coerced. Federal agents have hours of footage showing not just Diddy, but recognizable faces. At trial, prosecutors said Diddy didn't just attend those parties, he orchestrated them. He funded venues, arranged travel, and crossed state lines under false pretenses. That's how he ended up convicted under the Mann Act, transportation for immoral purposes. Judge Arun Subramanian made it clear, this was not indulgence, this was destruction. Sources say Kim's memoir described those same parties years before that footage surfaced, even naming the same individuals.
And this is the flight where Diddy said to her, she testified that he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, if you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm going to put this video out. I'm going to send it to your mother.
And that's coercion.
She testified to that.
If the jury
believed her,
yeah.
That's coercion. They would have cast.
If true, that means she left behind a roadmap, and efforts to suppress that book could amount to obstruction of justice. Diddy's legal team didn't just call the memoir fake, they reportedly tried to erase it completely. Porter's children dismissed it as a hoax, but I'll Be Sure insists her original notes were stolen after her death. Now the FBI is asking the question everyone avoided for years. If Kim Porter died naturally, why did someone go to such extreme lengths to erase her voice? I'll Be Sure says she was preparing to expose not just Diddy, but an entire network of enablers. When he refused to stay quiet, he ended up in a hospital bed. Shortly after he recovered, Kim's lost words leaked online, shooting up Amazon's charts before vanishing under copyright claims. Chris Todd says he received the flash drive from an insider, someone who knew the risk of exposing it. Even if Kim's story is true, she's not the only one whose ending feels off. Federal filings from Diddy's 2024 indictment point to patterns of control and abuse, from alleged kidnapping and arson to coerced travel and silence. One witness.
Good morning, Michael. At this point, we've all probably heard about these infamous parties. Diddy's assistant now giving us details about what he says were called Wild King Nights.
Known only as Jane, testified that she was flown across the country under false pretenses, expecting a vacation that turned into something else entirely. Diddy wasn't convicted for what happened to Kim, not for racketeering, not for trafficking, just for transportation. 2 counts, 50 months. But the FBI didn't reopen Kim Porter's case for transportation charges. They reopened it because they believe something was staged in 2018. And this time, the timeline doesn't lie.
Diddy's day-to-day life. So he is able to provide a lot of information about what that life was like. He goes into detail on extensive use.
Very lenient sentence. So what they're asking for is this. They are saying, look, he was found not guilty on all the serious charges, racketeering, fraud, force, coercion, all of those found not guilty. He wasn't charged with, but it was part of the force issue. The only thing he's left with is the Mann Act, which is taking across state lines and paying them for